Donald Trump's press secretary, Karoline Leavitt, went on Fox News last night and delivered what I can really only describe as a total faceplant in real time. Another one of these lie-riddled interviews. And remember, she's a Christian, deeply spiritual. Her faith is very important to her, yet it seems to do nothing to prevent her from lying uncontrollably. So here's what went down. After the Supreme Court's decision, which allows the federal government to proceed with certain deportations, she got in front of the camera and with a straight face said to Jesse Waters that this proves Trump has always been right. Unfortunately, she tells no shortage of lies during this interview. Listen to this.
This is a massive legal victory, Jesse, a massive victory for law and order and for our constitutional republic and the sovereignty of the United States of America.
Wow.
We called on the Supreme Court to rein in these activist judges like Judge Boasberg, who was completely out of line in trying to say that the president didn't have the executive authority to deport foreign terrorists off of our soil. We have always maintained the position at the White House that the president was well within his constitutional authority to do so. And this decision proves that President Trump and our administration have always been right from the beginning.
Always.
He will continue to utilize the Alien Enemies Act to remove foreign terrorists and Tren de Aragua members, vicious gang members from American communities. And because of this ruling, the United States of America is a much safer place. Our team will get to work tomorrow to deport these heinous, violent foreign terrorists from our neighborhoods.
Sounds very tough, right? Sounds extraordinarily alpha. Here's the problem. It's all completely made up. We know that dozens of the people rounded up under this program have no criminal record, no gang ties, and were actively involved in court cases with regard to their status here. Some were in compliance with everything that the law asked for them up until that point. One had a tattoo for autism awareness. One's a gay hairdresser that you've heard so much about. These are the people that Trump's team is labeling heinous, violent foreign terrorists. It's cartoonish. It's disgusting. And it really reminds me that this is not about law and order. For all of the yet another instance of projection, for all of the crowing about law and order from Trump during the campaign, all this is about is fear propaganda and political theater. And by the way, the court didn't rule that Trump was right. The ruling was narrow, it was procedural, and it explicitly doesn't say that Trump's actions are constitutional or legal. But Trump world doesn't care about the facts. They want the headline. And the worst part is that Karoline Leavitt knows this. She's not confused. She knows who she's speaking to on Fox News. She knows who they're deporting. She knows that this isn't about threats to national security. They want to dehumanize immigrants. They want to turn them into political pawns. And they want to rebrand what is simply cruelty as being really strong. They call themselves Christians, but they round up families and deport working class people with no criminal records. They push these xenophobic talking points on live TV. So this is a collapse. It's a moral collapse. It's an ethical collapse, certainly a human collapse. And every single time, you see Jesse Waters smirking and nodding along there. Every time this stuff airs unchallenged on Fox News, the country inches further away from sanity. And notice that they claim immigrants are lawless, dangerous rule breakers, and they turn around and they ignore due process. They detain people who already have court dates that they're waiting for. And they take an 18th century law and sort of stretch it like taffy almost beyond recognition. And the truth is that it's all projection, because the lawlessness that they accuse others of is exactly what they're doing. It's not hypocrisy. It's just a strategy. And they're not trying to solve a problem here. If they were trying to solve a problem, they wouldn't target compliant immigrants with no criminal history who are in the process of handling whatever specific situation they are in. But they've deported some of those people because they're running a show. It's kind of like a bread and circus for the MAGA base type of situation. And deporting a guy with a clean record and a rainbow pin seems easier to them than doing the difficult work that we've been calling for a long time, which is let's reform the immigration system. Let's tackle the real crime. But I don't know. Some of these people looked foreign. They had tattoos that could have been something. We're not really sure. That's all that matters to Trump world. You know, on this program, we have talked about two really important changes happening in the United States. One is that more people than ever have stepped away from organized religion. And two, we've talked about how Christian nationalism seeks to assert its dominance in so many of our institutions, connecting church and state under the law, in schools, in government, etc. I fully respect people's right and freedom to believe anything they want privately, but we need to draw a line and say that can't be pushed onto others through government and through civil legislation and lawmaking and all of these processes. That is exactly what our sponsor, the Freedom from Religion Foundation, is fighting to do. Keep church and state separate, just like our founders intended. So no matter whether you're secular and you've always been, or you left religion, or you're religious but you understand that the founders said keep church and state separate, the FFRF has your back. And I invite you to join the David Pakman Show in helping the FFRF. Go to ffrf.us/freedom or text David to 511-511 and become a member today.